Hey guys, what's going on? Jake here, and welcome to episode 2 of the ISACK HADJAR driver career mode. So last time out in Melbourne in the Australian Grand Prix, we just about pipped Russell to the line to get P4 after a crazy race with loads of battling, kept us in a DRS train and a safety car at the end, kept us within a shot, and we just about managed to get a result that probably overshadows the ability of the car. So, moving into Imola, a track that is good for me compared to the AI. Let's see how we go. We are still running 105 AI, okay? 105 AI is still being used, okay? However, I think that might need to change. So, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, we do quite well in our practice programs there. I think we did race strategy and fuel management, which was quite good. And, I mean, after free practice, pretty much bang on with Yuki Tsunoda in terms of lap time and in terms of practice time. So that's pretty good. It means that we're quite close and we are just about around the top 10, which is good. But then again, I am an absolute quali merchant, and in qualifying, I absolutely hook up the car to a different level. So whatever you've just seen there, that what was it, 9 or whatever it was, that probably will turn into something stupid like a P5 in quali, because I'll gain just like so many temps compared to my race pace in quali because I'm a good qualifier. So, talking of a good qualifier, let's prove it. Into quali we go. I mean, if we have strict corner cutter limits, we are losing a lap time there. I am tempted to turn strict corner cutting on for qualifying because I think I'm gaining too much time on my quali laps from slightly cutting corners. I mean, sometimes it's like an understandable cut, like something that I couldn't control. So, like, for example, if I were to do this hairpin with, like, there, like, I just shouldn't be going wide there, and I should be keeping the car in track limits. Like, there's no reason. Like, I barely gain any time, but it's just something that's stupid. And then here, we actually nail track limits. I mean, probably would have gone slightly out there, but I think there it's acceptable enough to sit on that line. And it's been a pretty solid, from the looks of it, lap. I mean, probably not loads of time in it. Probably not like 7 temps in it like there sometimes is in the quali laps that I have. Probably a bit of time in the last sector. But other than that, it looks like a pretty solid lap. And up to the line, it puts us 3 temps behind Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes. So into our second lap, we are already a temp up on this lap. And then we full send it through this chicane. I mean, we go a bit wide there, which, you know, gives us about another temp. And then we come towards the final sector. So let's see what we can do in this final sector. We need to take it a bit nicer than we did last time. It is a bit nicer than we took it last time. And we're going to gain time up to the line with a better run to the line. And it is going to be a 2.5 temp improvement and P5. Only 2 temps off the Mercs. So now we've got one more quali lap, which I'm going to let you see in full, to see if we can get ourselves a really good quali position for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
Dropped to P11.
And we absolutely nail the final sector. A pretty good lap overall. A 10th.5. I don't think there would have been much more than another 10th or 2 in that with the perfect lap. And we get P8, which I did say there'd be a bit more place in it. But to be fair, maybe with that 10th or 2, we would have been around about P5, which I think is what I can remember was the case. Yeah, we are 4 thousandths quicker than our teammate, which is brilliant. And a 10th or 2 would have put us P5. So overall, that lap was really good, but I'm not normally a good qualifier. So let's see how we do in the race.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race.
Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Fernando Alonso, HADJAR, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Magnussen, Stroll, Sargent, Albon, Bottas, Joe, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And alongside me...
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home
So, as
race,
normal,
which
it
means
does seem like
extra
it's going to be a one-stop. I am speaking over Mark, but we are going to go for a undercut of one lap from the mediums to the hards and see what we can do in this race. So, here we go. 5 red lights for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. And we get for a player start, it's not too bad. It is really not too bad. If anything, it's quite a good player start because we haven't been bogged down. There's going to be a bit of space around the outside. We're going to launch ourselves around the outside, sticking around the outside. We managed to get 2 cars there. We're now side by side with Norris on hards, and we are up into P6 already after a very good start. So, yeah, I mean, this race is going to be quite quick. 4 laps in, Fernando Alonso sits ahead of us in P5. We are on quite a bit of battery, and we are all pretty much bunched up. So we need a good exit coming out of these final corners. We are going to be a bit stuck in this DRS train here. And let's see what we can do if we can get past Fernando Alonso, the experienced 2-time world champion, in our brand new V-Carb. Let's see, Fernando Alonso, we are squaring him up. Currently, if you will see on the minimap, Tsunoda's in a world of his own. So it shows we are best of the rest pace after Alonso. And we send it round the outside of said Alonso in the Aston and get ourselves up into P5. I mean, we are on a DRS train and we have managed to stick with it, and they are fighting. So the pace is looking pretty good, I must say. The pace is looking pretty good. And now we are potentially looking to overtake George Russell a couple of laps before we are supposed to box. We are going to fake it to the inside. Oh, but we can't quite get the move done. But there is fighting up ahead. So let's see if this leads to anything. Oh my word, what a save. That is one of the saves of the season, to keep it on the road. Now we're on lap 12. We are boxing on this next lap, and we are now being attacked by Fernando Alonso, maybe signifying that we should have maybe boxed that lap. But if we can stay ahead of him and have a smooth in lap, I'll be all right. We go onto the grass. Will it affect our braking? Oh my word. Almost. If the brakes had not locked up there, we would have been into the back of Russell. But it is now time to box onto the hards. We are going to get a 1-lap undercut, so this 1-lap undercut needs to count. So let's see, is it going to be a good pit stop, or are we going to get held up? Come on, V-Carb. Let's see some good Red Bull level pit stops from the junior team. 2.4. We will take that, obviously. And here we go, onto the hards. I'm expecting, we come out last with a lot of track position in front of us. So I'm expecting a big undercut here, potentially up into the podium places. But will we keep those podium places? Probably not. So let's see what we can do. Let's make some damage. And already the hard tyres feel a lot more grippy than the warm mediums do, which is just a nice feeling. Even with the tyres not warmed up, it just feels good. So on to the end of that lap. Everyone now, half the drivers now decide to box. And we are up ahead of Verstappen, who was the race leader. Right. We have undercut ourselves due to their battling into the provisional lead of this race. But Max is only 1.5 seconds behind. So he is probably going to catch. And to be honest with you, when I was out in front without being able to stick onto a DRS train, I think I was about 2 tenths a lap slower, maybe 3. So that does really show that my pace is being carried by DRS trains. But I think in Melbourne as well, it was something similar. With that mistake into turn 1, Verstappen did get into our DRS train, into our DRS in that lap, which means that, and with a big gap behind, Verstappen is the man we have to worry about. So Verstappen goes for the overtake. We do try to defend it. Maybe should have left it. A bit of track limits from me. Can we stick the position? No, not quite, unless we can hold around the outside here. It'd have to be a bold move. Are we going to go for the switchback? We do, but not a very valiant attempt, to be honest. Probably should have gone with earlier braking. But now Verstappen is about to overtake Ocon, who is a car who has yet to pit. And we have the Mercedes of Russell and the Ferrari of Leclerc just outside looking. I mean, if they get in the DRS, this is going to become one hell of a train once again. I want to prevent that if possible. We touch Verstappen going into the final corner. He is going to get held up by Ocon. So let's see if we can get a good exit, if we can get Max Verstappen as Ocon pit. Verstappen, he is going to have the DRS, but he is not going to have a great exit compared to me. And we get up. We're up at now 205 miles an hour as we switch from the left to the right to go round the outside of Verstappen, turning off the DRS. Let's see if we can hang around the outside. Verstappen doesn't seem to want to fight it. He thinks he's got the pace to have me anyway. And it is a very smooth overtake into the first sector of the into the first corners of the Grand Prix. Now the final drivers seem to be pitting, and there is a yellow flag, and it is a DNF for a Sauber. I think that's Nico. No, not Nico, because he's not in it yet. I think that's for Joe, or obviously for Joe or Bottas, but not sure which one. But now all the drivers have pit, which means that we didn't even get a chance to take the lead provisionally for a second for the first time in our careers. But we are still in this battle with Verstappen, and we now have Leclerc with us, as we can see. And there is a yellow flag behind, and it seems like it's for a McLaren at turn 1. So this could be interesting, as we are now fighting for the lead of the race. And it's a safety car deployed. Now, we were in this situation where I could have boxed for mediums. I would have had very good mediums, but then at the same time, there was no point because I would have lost so much track position, it wouldn't have been worth it in the DRS train. So we are just going to stick with Max Verstappen, and that decision to stay out is going to pay dividends as we are getting a pretty solid safety car restart. We're going to go down the inside into turn 1 of Max Verstappen. Can we make the move stick? Sticking there, giving him the space, plenty of racing room, and a very clean overtake. Verstappen is not able to hang it around the outside, and we are going to take the lead of the Grand Prix. And is this going to be our first laps in the lead of a Grand Prix? Let's have a look. I think it will be. Not a first full lap, but it is pretty much a first lap. Crossing the line first in a Grand Prix. Verstappen's going to shove himself through that gap that I was trying to close, and yeah, we're just going to have to allow it for now. But we are able to just about squeeze him out into turn 1. We did leave him room just in case he kept his nose in, but he didn't, and therefore we keep P1 for now. And then coming on to the next lap, I mean, there is a reoccurring theme here. We have a lot of battery, but I think it's probably time that we say, okay, right, Max, come through. We need him to carry us for pace. We need to potentially split off to guarantee ourselves a P3 or a P4 in this race. We need to try and force some battling behind, see if we can guarantee a P3 or 4. Or we just need to stick in this train just to protect ourselves from getting overtaken by Charlie Leclerc, who definitely has better pace than us. But a little bit of a slide then, it seems like Leclerc might go for it, but we are going to have to defend with only 6 laps left in the Grand Prix. We are still within Verstappen's DRS, but that exit on that corner is always poor. And here comes Charles Leclerc. I mean, it's not a great place to overtake, especially when I'm just going to squeeze him out on the outside. I mean, we do go very, very wide, so Leclerc looks for the switchback, and we are going to have to, I think, concede the position here to Leclerc. I mean, it's not what we wanted, but I think now the fight has left for P1 and is now for P2, which, I mean, even in the V-Cub's amazing, so I'm going to take that. But we have now got a chance. Leclerc with no DRS. We are going to try and leapfrog ourselves onto the back of Verstappen's DRS. We are going to need an absolutely almighty lap, though, if we are to do it. So let's see if we can do it. We are already now, thanks to that DRS, 6 tenths behind, or 8 tenths behind Max Verstappen. So we need an almighty lap, and let's see if we can get within the DRS. A purple first sector, thanks to that DRS, and overtake on Leclerc, which he made very, very easy. We need to absolutely send it if we're going to get the DRS here. It's a very smooth sector too as well. Just about on that 1 second mark. A green middle sector now as well. We're going for a fastest lap. We're going to absolutely launch it over the curbs, and they're just about exceeding track limits, but obviously not a major exceed for a warning on the game. I think we are on 2 warnings at this point as well, but we were willing to send it for the 3-second penalty for the chance of winning the Grand Prix. So let's see, round the final corner. Here we are now within the DRS of Max Verstappen once again. This is going to be an unbelievable fight towards the end, and we get the fastest lap of 1:16.837. And now on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We are now going to make the move happen down the inside of Max Verstappen. Verstappen doesn't fight it properly. He lets us through. Maybe he thinks he'll have the superior ERS towards the end of the lap. Maybe coming out the exit of the hairpin, he thinks he'll be able to get us coming up the hill. But let's see. We are going to absolutely try and launch ourselves through the rest of this lap to see if we can hold on to this race win. The second time a V-Carb / Toro Rosso / Racing Bull would have won a race after Pierre Gasly. Obviously, and Sebastian Vettel in the Toro Rosso many years ago. But that's not the point. Okay, in recent memory, it would be the second race win for this team. This junior Red Bull team against the major Red Bull team. If there's any way I was going to make a name for myself and try and earn a Red Bull seat before Yuki Tsunoda, this would have been it. But here comes Max Verstappen in an awful, unorthodox place. We are able to just, with a slide, make sure we keep P1. Are we going to have more ERS coming down this hill? Yes, we are, but Max has still got the slipstream, which is very powerful on this game. We are just about able to keep him away. We need a good exit coming out these final 2 corners, but it should be all she wrote. And the man, on his debut season in Formula 1 and his second race for the V-Carb, he's shown he's got the pace in real life and in the game, and he wins.
Fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
And it's victory today for ISACK HADJAR.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On home soil, the drivers delivered, the team delivered as well, and to do that in front of their home support really means a lot to them.
As we await the winners to take their positions on the podium, one thing is clear today. RB have really shown their prowess on the track. This is a team that isn't afraid to take risks, whether that's on the circuit or in the new talents they hire. Today, those risks certainly paid off.
Oh my word, we win with fastest lap. Definitely the AI needs to go up after this race. Oh my word, right, Verstappen, oh, why is my screen all reversed? That's a bit strange. Well, let's see what Verstappen's fastest lap was, because he got very... I've clicked restart. Oh, yeah, so after that unbelievable race, I accidentally clicked restart session instead of race director, and I cannot undo that, which means that I've just lost 32 laps of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So we had to redo the race, and I've only just done it today, a few days later, because I just couldn't be bothered recently. And we were again fighting for P1, and I've almost stuck in a barrier. We were pretty much guaranteed P2 in this race. And I've had a slide fighting Max Verstappen. And, I mean, yeah, trying to stay in his DRS, and we just couldn't. And in the end, we ended up with a 3-second penalty. So if you look at this race order compared to the other one, it's pretty much the same thing. Other than I think Tsunoda's got an extra position, Piastri's in the points, and a couple of other things are different. Like, obviously, I'm not as high. But I think that's probably more representable anyway. And it makes the championship look like this. So this is the race result we are going to stick with. We are going to say that I was given a penalty for something when we were doing the other Grand Prix version, the full race that you just saw. So, yeah, I mean, it puts us in a pretty good position anyway. We are fighting Aston in the Constructors, which is the aim. And we have now turned fault frequency on. So, yeah, hopefully in the future we get some faults which should shake up the races and mean that I'm not so dominant. But we might also turn up the AI, considering how the next Grand Prix, the Canadian Grand Prix, goes. But that is going to be all. A very, very exciting race. Unfortunate to be given that penalty by the FIA after the race was finished. So we'll have to go again next time. Push on. Canada's a very good track for me. So if we do well there, the AI will definitely go up, especially for the race.